Hi, Open Campus students. Welcome to week 4 of the ConnectsU program. I wanted to go through what we're going to be doing this week, and again, today's Wednesday, so we're going to do the 6 E's that were explained to you last week. So let's just go ahead and jump right in, okay? So this weekly objective, what we want to do is be able to define what a SMART goal is, and then also create some long-term and short-term SMART goals. And I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that term or not. All right. So this is part of what we call the self-directed learning cycle. And as you can see, the different elements of the self-directed learning cycle. The very first one is to set goals. Okay. Now, and we're going to continue to talk about the self-directed learning. By the end of the year, you guys are going to be excellent. And this is something that you'll work on for the rest of your lives. Basically, a self-directed learner is a learner that takes 100% charge of their own learning. And that's, obviously the type of learner that we want at CPDLF. So in order to do that, the very first thing we have to do is set goals. All right? Now, anytime that we talk about goals, let's take a look real quick at who is it that sets goals. So as we can see from here, that in a recent article of the business study, with the Harvard Business Study, 83% of the population claim to not have a goal set. So 83% of all the people out there in the United States don't really have a goal set for themselves. Only 14% have a plan in mind. 14% have a plan in mind, but they don't actually have written plans, and only 3% have written goals. Right? So, and one of those things that I hope that we're going to talk about, and one of the walkaways from this, is that after doing this, you're going to understand the importance of why we have to write down goals, right? So, with that, think about that. 3% of the written goals are 3 times more likely to be successful than the 14% that do not have written goals. So, it's certainly worth it to make sure you do that. Now, when we talk about the SMART goal, first and foremost, the goal needs to be very specific. So, what do we mean by specific? So if I said, well, I just want to lose some weight, that's not specific. I have to include details in that. And I also have to be very clear about what you want to happen. All right, so, let's take a look at this. I want to do better in math. Okay, so, that's a noble goal. That's what we want. But is that a good goal? What do we mean by better? So to rewrite that, I want to raise my math grade to a B by the end of the second marking period. See how that's very specific, right? So the first thing is goals need to be specific. They also need to be measurable, right? How are you going to measure whether or not you've met your goal? What number will you tell me that I've made? So if you think about this, I want to do good, or I want to do well on my next math test. Well, what is well? What is good? In this case, how about if we said I want to get an 85% or better on my next math grade, or on my next math test? Now, that's measurable. I know what an 85 is. But doing well is not. Simply the same as if I said I want to lose some weight. Well, that's not good enough. All right? Next, they should be attainable. All right? Means that it should be achievable. It's within reach. So if I said that I want to start running, and by the end of the month, I want to run from here to California. Well, that's not achievable for me, because I'd have to take off work. I'd have to leave my family. I'd have to physically be able to do it, which I probably couldn't. So is that a good goal? No. Is it more attainable to say by the end of the month I want to be able to walk a 5K? Yes, because that's only 5 kilometers, right? So can this be done? So I want to complete 75% English assignments in the next 2 days. That's not a good goal, because it's not attainable, right? Knowing that each English assignment takes at least 45 minutes, there aren't just enough hours in the day to do that. So we might say, I want to complete 3 English assignments per day for the next 10 days until I'm back on pace. So the next one is relevant. Your goals need to be relevant. They need to be important to you. If it's not important to you, then it's not going to happen. So no matter what that motivation is for you to do that, whether that's intrinsic or something on the inside, it's something you care about passionately, or it's extrinsic, like you're getting a reward for it. Like if I said, hey guys, anyone that's at least 75% completed with their course, I'm going to send $1,000 to. well, then I'd be willing to bet that a lot of people would be intrinsically or extrinsically motivated, right? So some of us are motivated by external forces. Some of us are motivated by internal forces. And really, when we talk about relevance, we want it to be relevant to you, so we want it to be intrinsically or inside motivated. Right? So I will raise my grades above a 75 by the end of the marking period, so I'm eligible for after-school activities. All right? So it's relevant. It's important to you. And lastly, it needs to be timely or time-based. So you need to have a deadline. All right? So if my goal was to lose weight, I need to be very specific. I need to lose 10 pounds by Christmas time. So that is very time-based. It's by Christmas, by December 25th. All right? So, real quick, what I want you to do is just in a private comment, please let me know why you think that some people are more successful than others when it comes to achieving their goals. Why are some people more successful when it comes to achieving their goals? So if you can just post that in a private comment for today, that would be your reflection. All right? And I just wanted to send a quick thank you to one of my colleagues, Ms. Chelsea Gibbons, for putting together this slideshow. She kind of is one of our lead teachers for the Connects U. So a lot of what I do this year will be coming from her. So when you see Ms. Gibbons, be sure to say thank you.